So everyone that's needed for the Q&A, cast and crew, please make your way inside. All right, everyone, make some noise. What y'all think? Make some noise. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do a Q&A, and we have some special guests here, and I'm super excited for them to be here. For Media Texas organization, so I'm going to read a little bio about them. Grant Wood and Chase Musselwhite are the co-founders of Media for Texas. In June, they led the passage of a historic legislative bill securing $1.5 billion in funding for media production in the state. Give them a round of applause. In addition to championing bold policies that unlock economic opportunity, Media for Texas drives initiatives to develop a skilled workforce, connect productions with local talent, and serve as a statewide bridge between storytellers, crews, and communities, ensuring Texas stands as a premier destination for world-class media production. So please make some noise for Grant Wood and Chase Musselwhite, our moderators. Now for our panel, we're gonna have director Russell Reed, make some noise. Producer and lead actor Chiderah Uzowulu, make some noise. Executive producer and co-star Xavier Alvarado, make some noise. Actor Dylan Winters, make some noise. And actress Jenny Fain, make some noise.
Wow. I mean, I was quite literally on the edge of my seat. I don't know about y'all, but I was stressed. I was worried about them. I mean, I'm still calming down a little bit. Wow. Okay, y'all, honestly, another round of applause, because, I mean... For what you guys just saw for the budget that this film was made at is quite frankly remarkable, and I have never in my life seen something like this, so.
We have all seen movies, everyone in this room have seen movies cost $3, $4, $5 million that are not as great as this. So just like remarkable job, guys, incredible.
And I think to put it into perspective in the industry, anything under 25 million is considered low budget. Anything under 10 million is considered shoestring. Anything under 1 million is good luck, basically. This was produced for under $100,000. That's like 0.3% of 25 million. It's really, truly remarkable. People at some of the top grad schools in this country, they make their short thesis films for the budget that this feature was created. So it is truly a remarkable feat. So I want to start with the directing and producing team. How did you guys get this across the finish line? Can you walk us through a little bit about what it took to independently produce this at this budget level? Where did you find financing? How did you secure it? And for me, I'm curious, when did you know with the amount that you had that you were ready to go into production with your script? How did you make that decision? We've got it, we've got what we need, we can pull this off, we're gonna move forward.
Yeah, I'll answer that the best way I can from my perspective, and then I know Chiderah's gonna have a lot to say about that too. Number one, God. I mean, honestly, if I'm just being honest, there is no way that I can sit here and act like I'm so amazing and all that kind of stuff, but to be honest, you have to have so many things go right, and we had so many things go right. I want to take a second to acknowledge, please raise your hand, Magic Hoskins. Where are you, brother? Magic is he's our other cinematographer on the film, guys. Stand up, Magic. Let me see your face. I'm gonna make you stand up. I'm gonna make you stand up. Please, guys. Real loud. Magic allowed us to use his equipment for Magic allowed us to use his equipment for like an incredibly stupid rate, all because he wanted to be a part of the project and he believed in us. So first and foremost, I want to say that, you know, This is not by luck. This is a blessing from God. So many people. Madeline, she's not here. She's in LA. We called her Mama Maddie. She was our assistant director on set. She wore several hats. David is in the building, who allowed us to use his car. Thank you, David. It's just, you guys, when I tell you, so many people pitched in to make this happen, and it's not a one-man band. It's not a one-man crew. And so you need people around you that are gonna, wear multiple hats. There were crew members, ACs on some days. They would swing as grips, and that was a really helpful thing as well. So everybody took took pride in this film. And then the second thing, the last thing I'll say is, it's really important to create a movie from your imagination, right? It's really easy to fall back on the numbers and look at it and say, man, we only got 80,000. By the way, this was, we saved. You're good. Take your time. So it's real easy to fall back on the numbers. By the way, 80K was like really our budget. We shot it for 46 and we finished it for a little bit under 40. And it's easy to look at those numbers when we're on set, when we can't make a car flip and say, man, I guess this action scene is just not gonna work. But that's why it's really important to create from your imagination. I didn't want to allow any of our resources to stop me from making the movie I saw in my head. I knew that I was going for a feeling, I was going for a scale, and I wanted to be able to do that. And the last thing I'll say is, as a director, a cinematographer, an editor, and also a producer who knows how to produce a movie, knowing how to do those things helps as well, because it's easier to make decisions because I know how they'll turn out. And so I would say all three of those things, God, the right people, and just having a little bit of experience is super helpful. Chiderah can touch a lot on the budget and stuff like that too.
Thank you. Y'all like the movie? Real quick, my mom's trying to be nice. Mama, go sit down. Yeah. Oh, well, that's Savvy Productions right there, by the way. But to piggyback on everything Russ said, man, this was straight God. I say it all the time, man, like, God doesn't move until you move first. So for this was actually supposed to be a short film, and I wrote like 30 pages, and then X was like, man, you tripping, bro. Like, you need to make this a feature, bro. You about to move to LA? Make this a feature. And I'm like, man, we ain't got feature money. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let me just go ahead and make this a feature. So I extended the script, and at the time I was a bouncer on 6th Street for like my whole collegiate time, and so this is all 6th Street money that funded this movie for the most part. But it was a lot of it was a lot of blessings that happened. We had an angel drop from the sky and help out on this project. But yeah, man, it's just getting the right people, getting people that were hungry to get to do this project with us. David using his car, Magic helping us with the equipment, locations, asking for favors. Like this was such a blessing, man. So yeah, that's how we got this done, and getting a lot of Texas State or UT Austin students who were hungry and just wanted credit and wanted to be on a project, and they're not in LA, and it's like, okay, like, can you guys come work on a movie? And then for the most part, most of them are gonna jump on it and want to be a part of something dope. So yeah, that's how we got this done. Fun story real quick is like, we had ran out of money on day 9. And I had probably like 20,000 saved up, and I was done. X threw me a couple of thousands. He came to my apartment. He was like, yo, you home? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, I'm about to pull up. I'm like, I'm about to go to work. He was like, no, I gotta talk to you in person. And then so he pulled up to the crib and he was like, I'm broke. I got no money left. And I was like, I don't either. And then he was like, we just gotta put an end to it. The biggest thing with making a movie is, getting people's availability all on the same day. So we had a lot of people's availability, and I did not want to go through the hassle of doing that again. So I was like, you know what, I'll just use my bouncer money. We'll figure it out whenever that time comes, but we'll just pay everybody weekend by weekend. But luckily, again, like I said, an angel dropped from the sky and helped us out, and we were able to get this to the finish line.
So walk us through the process of securing distribution through Vertical Entertainment, which, by the way, incredible feat there. Every filmmaker's dream is to see their movie up on the big screen across the nation. So the fact that you guys have a limited release.
So I'm gonna make the story pretty quick. So I worked at William Morris Agency. It's like one of the biggest agencies in LA, and I don't know if anybody knows about how the agents work. Has anybody seen Entourage and stuff like that, movies and TV? It's really like that, like for real. So I was working at this agency, and I was on the desk of this particular agent, and I saw, like, you know, this one director's movie was getting sold and picked up. And I'm like, I have a freaking movie. And it's like, you can't go in there saying you are creative. You kind of got to go in there saying you're an agent. So I went in there and I was like, okay, God wouldn't put me in this room or in this building for no reason. So I, you know, mustered up some confidence, went up to one of the agents' offices, knocked on her door, and I was like, hey, I got this little movie I did. I'm trying to, you know, get it picked up. Can you help me out? And she's like, let me see the trailer. And she saw the amazing trailer that Russ put together, and she was like, holy smokes, we can do something with this. And so we actually had a bidding war between Lionsgate and Vertical, but we ended up going with Vertical because they're more collaborative. Lionsgate was kind of like, okay, we'll take the movie and here's some money. Okay, we'll have the movie for 20 years and who knows what they'll do with it. But Vertical was, you know, very collaborative and got on board and helped us, you know, have a theatrical release and, you know, get in on Apple TV. So this is not supposed to happen. Like, this is not supposed to happen at all. So, like, this is all just blessings, if I'm being honest.
Okay, I want to give the actors some love as well. I know actors have different methods, and also I have a million questions that we're not going to get through, you know, it's about story, about producing, all of these things, but we're going to start here. I know actors have a lot of different methods about how to get into character, so I'm curious for each of you, what was the most challenging scene for you emotionally, and how did you get there to get into character?
So the most challenging scene, I guess, would be the last scene for me, but I think that once I found the character, it actually wasn't that challenging. I think it was really just finding a character. My process involved watching Hustle and Flow a lot of times, over and over again, listening to a lot of Young Dolph, which I was already doing, so I just did more of it. I would just lock myself in a closet for 3 to 4 hours at a time with the script, with no distractions, and eventually just found it. And I was really nervous about this because when they first came to me, I'm so honored. First, I just want to say I'm so honored that they trusted me with this role, and I really didn't take it lightly or take it for granted. I started acting in 2019, so I really don't have a lot of experience. And when they came to me with this script, I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, these guys are actually making a heist film, and so I just really, it was all I did. It was all I did for weeks on end, and found it.
I want to say something, just super quick, I want to say something about Dylan Winters. This is the whitest white guy I know. And when we were going through the casting process, me and Chiderah, I was really getting honing in on him, like, yo, this has to be believable. This has to be believable. Like, you grew up with black brothers. Like, it's gotta be believable. When I tell you, I'm so glad I trusted you. I'm so glad I put my trust in you. And I knew you were gonna take it there. This dude would send me iPhone videos of him, like, in a beanie, right? And he was like sagging his basketball shorts, and he was like, all right, you like these? Are we gonna run with these? Cool, yeah. Like, he was so serious about it, and I just wanted to talk about his commitment and his transformation because he did an amazing job. Dylan Winters.
Man, I think every part of this whole film was challenging just because we were on the producing side as well. So we had to switch brains a lot when it came to just hopping into certain scenes. There was one time when we were running through the alley when we were chasing Driss. I actually slipped and pierced my hand in a bunch of glass, and we was all just kind of on pins and needles because we thought that we were gonna have to like get stitches or something. I was like, nah, we got it. We must go on. That shard of glass, I keep in my hand to this day. Nah, but that was just the unique thing about just making a movie. You never know what's gonna happen, and so you just get prepared, or you try to get as prepared as you can, you know, with anything.
I don't remember. It was so long ago. I think, though, that my role was written for a man.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
said, hey, guys, quiet. Right? So we love that. There you go. Yeah. Oh, and I'm the only big guy up here. Whoop, whoop. I think one of the toughest things was with I'm a crier. This has nothing to do with anything. This is so stupid. But with Carol Hickey, because she's our coach.
Mama
and,
Francis.
Yeah. And it was just a lot of fun to rehearse and figure out some new things to say, to really bark at her. A lot of that was cut out, but it was a lot of fun. And the toughest part was not laughing the whole time. Brian Shorkey, we laughed a lot in the truck. Everything. I mean, just laughing at you guys in the most loving way. But yeah, I don't know. I have no answer.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, by the way, majority of, if not all the actors in here are products of Carol Hickey Acting Studio. I begged her to do the character. She said no the first 2 times. Huh? She plays the mom. Yeah, she plays the mom. But she finally said I'll do it. So, Carol, thank you so much.
So one more question, Chiderah, for you, and also from the writing perspective. Did y'all co-write? Did y'all write together? No, all you. So either or both. Just off the back of an acting question, as a director, what was your method as a director, what was your method, and then writer, I'm curious about something. As a director, what was your method to get your actors to a certain place if they weren't hitting a note that you envisioned? I know different directors have different methods. You don't want to just tell the actor, you need to cry right here. You know, you want to help get them into character, guide them there. And I know different directors have different methods, and I'm curious, what was your method to get your actors where you wanted them to go? Because I mean, quite frankly, the acting was also incredible. It felt super real. It felt natural. It felt like the people existed. We were just stepping into the world, which is a really hard thing to pull off. And then from the writing perspective, just curious where this was born from. What was the seed inspiration? Was there a moment, a story, a lived experience?
I think a lot of it on an acting perspective is directing is important, but casting is super important. You gotta have the right people in your movie. That's like 60% of the process. The other 40% is just showing them that I love them and care about them. There are times Brian Shorkey, raise your hand, Brian, he plays Detective Haas, the one who took the photos. There were times where like him, for Chiderah who plays Stone, for Xavier Alvarado who plays Reach, that I'm just like, when they do something good, I'm always like hyping them up and I'm lit. I act like a little kid on set. And that's because I really want them to see how important this is to me. I mean, I've literally dreamt of making movies since I was like 10 years old, watching Bad Boys 2. And so whenever I see a moment that I'm like, you probably don't know what you just did, but I saw it in my head and I know how that's gonna come out, I just let them know how I feel about that. Not in an obnoxious way, but in a way that shows them that I care. And you know, I'm gonna just be honest too. I'm not trying to act like I'm this flashy director or nothing like that. We had $80,000, so there isn't a lot of time. I didn't have a lot of time to even. Obviously, I did direct, but I didn't have as much time as I even wanted to really give. We had Chiderah and Xavier Alvarado, who are executive producer and producers on the film. We would go turn around and make a call about crafty and about producing or something like that, and then they had to jump into the heist breakdown scene where he has to say like 600 words, you know what I mean, in a monologue. So there were times where we just didn't have the time to do everything we wanted to do, but a lot of it was just, just using the not having time as our advantage. You know, and I think that when you don't have to think about it and you just gotta go, I think that kind of helps sometimes.
Well, for me, it's hard whenever, and this goes for everybody, especially if you're on the creative side in here, whenever you have an idea or something in your mind, it's hard to explain that to somebody or for somebody to see it the exact way that you do. So I knew exactly the feel and everything that I wanted to see in this movie. Everything that you guys watched is exactly what I had in my mind when I was writing it, but not many people will understand and see what I see. And Russell K. Reed is the only person on this planet I feel like that has that superpower. So appreciate you, of course, always. But yeah, I just I've always, honestly, this was written out of spite, if I'm being honest with you. I auditioned for a heist movie and I didn't get it, and I was so heated. I was pissed. I was like, yo, like I thought it was mine. I didn't get it, didn't even hear from casting. Like, I was angry, so I just busted open my laptop. And so, you know, this was for sure done out of spite, but a lot of the things that you saw was just built up. Like Russ, I saw Bad Boys as a kid, and I was like, I want to do that, you know? And so it was easy for me to, you know, get some of these develop some of these characters, develop some of these scenes and bring them to life and put them on a paper, because it's like I had a working movie in my mind pretty much my whole life that hasn't came to life. So I was finally able to do that thanks to these guys up here.
So all of filmmaking, it's really is a trial and error process, and this question is for everyone on the panel. We're curious, what experiences did you have, either good or bad, that you learned from that you'll take with you onto the next film?
So one big one that I learned is like if you have to take breaks, because we did take one pretty big break in production where, you know, there was probably like 5 months, 6 months in between. Start getting back into character sooner, because when you take a huge break and you're doing other stuff and you don't have time to think about it, you're not just going to be able to jump back in it right away. And there was one time where we had taken a break and Russell and I were shooting a scene and he came up to me, he's like, dude, you got to get it together with the accent, bro. And I was like, okay, all right. And then I worked on it super hard for like 2 days, and we came back and I was like, okay, we're on. Like I found it again. We're locked in. So that was a big challenge, just taking time apart. And I think not letting exhaustion get to you. Also, like not letting the grumpiness of exhaustion like seep into the sacred creative space of making a film. That's a big one.
I'm still thinking of my answer. The question was, what will we take to the next film that we learned from this one?
Yes, yeah.
I'm thinking about mine.
Don't cry.
Or you could just say, which is an alternate question that we don't have time to ask, 'cause we have our last one coming up after this. Craziest thing that happened to you on set. Craziest moment. Or what you learned.
Okay. So something that I learned was, I'm still thinking. It was so many things that we learned because.
I got it. Learn, excuse me, cover your ears. Learn your f***ing lines. The very first scene I had to shoot was in the conference room with 10 people there, and it was like a 10-minute monologue. And yeah, I knew my lines, but then I was like, what? Yeah. And then some other detective was looking at me and mouthing my lines at me. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. So, yeah, learn your lines, huh?
Yeah, there was so many things that we learned just because this was our first film. So it's tough to just pinpoint one. But man, I would just say if I'm talking to somebody else that's gonna do their first film, just be fearless and you know, have a good team around you that's gonna hold you accountable. That's it.
Bro, what's up? Why was everybody forgetting the question?
Because you're thinking of your answer.
Yeah, something you'll take to the next film.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would do this again and again and again. Even though it took so many years and it was such a tough process, I'll just get the people that, you know, I would enjoy wanting to work with and that would enjoy being on a project with me. And, you know, doing this over again with, you know, amazing people, because it takes a village at the end of the day. So.
What's up? For me is the hard. Well, I'll talk about one of the hardest things. This is what he just whispered in my ear because he's right. The heist scene. This dude was sick. He had a bug, stomach bug, the entire scene, and we had to film that. And for me, I was very, very stressed because we shot that entire heist in 2 days in a total of 12 hours. 6 hours the first day, 6 to 7 second. The first day was all the police stuff y'all saw. After the crime scene happened, we just filmed that stuff and then the dialogue by the helicopter. The next day, we had 6 hours to get 55 shots. When I tell you how stressed I was, our other cinematographer, he was out of town. He had an unfortunate situation happen with his family, and it was just kind of a heavy day, honestly, in general. And you know, we just had to step up, and 55 shots in one day was just really scared the heck out of me, and I did it. But that was the hardest thing. The thing that I've learned that I'm gonna take to all of my films moving forward, and I'm gonna try to say this without getting emotional. It's really important. Audiences are great. Your ego is great. There's nothing like making a movie for your cast and for your crew. There were days that me, Chiderah, I almost call him Collins, I call him Collins, Chiderah, and Xavier wanted to give up because this is so difficult. Y'all, LA is not easy, it's tough. This business is not easy. There's some students in the room. The strong will survive. I'm gonna just be honest. They don't tell you that. The strong will survive. You have to be able to make something up. More than just for yourself, for your own ego, for your own pride, for you. I thought about Magic Hoskins, man. This dude gave us his camera and his equipment. I thought about David. I thought about Ron, he's always serving me in every film. I thought about my boys. I'm like, yo, we have to get a film where they can look at it and feel like they made their own Bad Boy. You know what I mean? Like, think about Abraham, who shot behind the scenes for us and killed the stills. And also played one of the freaking FBI agents who was shooting at us. I don't know if y'all saw that. That's what I'm saying. There's so many people that wore so many hats on this movie. And audiences are great. My own ego is great. But the thing that stuck in year 3 was thinking about Jenny's face, Dylan's face, Herb's face, Dre's face, our angel investors, belief in us. I cared less about the audience, I'm gonna be honest. Moving forward, I'm making movies for the people that sacrifice for the greater of the film. And I think out of that is gonna be birthed an incredible film that moves people, not just on an action level, but emotionally and spiritually as well.
In Texas, shooting it in Texas, outside of the Hollywood scene, how do you think that impacted the final outcome of the film? And anybody can answer this too. And yeah.
Yeah, I'll be short with it. It's simple. Everybody sees LA, you know LA's landscape. Everybody sees New York, you know New York's landscape. What's really great about this film is there's like an underdog feeling to this movie. And it kind of even works that we don't have a quote unquote, this is what we hear in the industry all the time, y'all, name talent. It kind of works actually, because there's this underdog feeling that you get from the project. There's this grit. There's this feeling that you get from the film that you don't imagine anything else. You just are here in this world. And I think that's what helped us. And living in Texas, and also me driving from Texas State to Austin, and these two as well all the time, like we saw different environments and we were like, man, we need to capture this. This needs to be in cinema. Like people need to see that you can create an entire movie and a vibe here. And so I think that definitely helped for sure.
It felt good to do it in Texas. I felt at home, being from Houston, Texas. Growing up. Oh, okay, yeah. It felt safe. You know, if I was to go and make a movie in LA or New York or anywhere else, like I wouldn't I'll feel like someone's watching me and I shouldn't be doing this right now. But with Texas, especially with knowing everybody that's here, just it felt safe. Like this got done with like doing this on the under the radar and having so much just people in Texas have a big heart, man. Like everything's bigger in Texas, I guess, but it just felt good. Like even if I tried to shoot something in LA right now, like I just know I have to get some type of permit or just go through all types of havoc. This could have only happened in Texas. And so, yeah, it worked out perfectly.
I think that a benefit of making films in Texas with Texas-based actors and filmmakers is you're away from the scene of Hollywood. If you know Hollywood, you know it's a whole bunch of, pardon my French, but I think the people on this project and a lot of the people in Texas that are trying to do this are focused on making art rather than chasing clout. And I think that's the reason I'll stay here and keep doing my thing.
Man, that part. I think what is also amazing is just the community that we grew up with in film. Texas State, Rich is a teacher there, and you know, it's just a lot of dogs there. It's just a lot of people who are just willing to stay overnight to, you know, eat pizza and McDonald's and shoot for 12 hours and, you know, run like, man, just people who are willing to really sacrifice for art, and it just really humbles you. You just learn a lot in Texas, and especially if you go any other place, it's kind of like, well, who are you? What do you do first? And in Texas, it's like, how can I help you? You know, what do we need to do? How do we need to get this done? And Dylan scouted several locations. Like it's really a big team effort in Texas. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just different here. It's home, it's family, it's when you work in Atlanta, it's nice. I'll work there anytime. Don't get me wrong, but it's who are you? What have you done? And I guess just because I knew you guys, right? But what's better than Texas? Not much.
All right, y'all. Can y'all give them a round of applause for the camera? Yeah, stand up. Yeah, stand up for these guys. Stand up for these guys. Come on. Come on. Give them a round of applause. Stand up.
Hey guys, real quick, stay standing, real quick, if you can, please stay standing. This is super important to me, okay? Especially cast and crew. I need us to get real crazy. I'm gonna make 2 videos, they're gonna be super quick. The people that worked on post-production for our movie, Sam Zarin was our post-production supervisor, our colorist, and our sound mixer all worked under this company called Legion Post. And then there's another guy named Tim. He's a 2-time Emmy award-winning sound effects editor. And he came on and did our film and said, I really like you guys, I like what you have. And he's done stuff for like Alien, Predator. His 2 Emmys are for the Marvel show Ashoka. Like he said, I'll come in and do it, and he knocked out our sound effects editing in 2 weeks. He just did it as a favor. So again, that goes back to all of these great favors. I want us to make them a quick video. I'm gonna do one for Legion Post, right? I'm gonna talk to the camera and I'm gonna turn it around. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1. I'll turn it around. Thank you, Legion Post. Okay, that's the first one. And then the second one we're gonna do for Tim. Thank you, Tim. These people are in the LA market. They don't get stuff like this. This is gonna mean a lot to them. Okay. All right, here we go. I want them to think that I'm just by myself. Here we go. Sam, what's up, bro? Just thinking about you. We just saw Hierarchy. It's pretty cool, man. I got some other people that want to say something to you. 3, 2, 1. Love you guys. Thank you. Okay, one more for Tim. Tim is the Emmy Award-winning sound effects editor. Here we go. What's up, Tim? I was just thinking about you, man. We just viewed our film, and man, it's looking good. It's sounding amazing. I got some people that want to say something to you as well. 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys so much. That means a lot. Also, once again, I can't thank him enough. Magic Hoskins, our cinematographer as well, for his equipment. I wish Maddie was here. Thank you, Maddie, as well.